guys, so Prager Dennis Prager has been trending recently for his controversial take on pornography. But before we get into the details, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. Okay, so Dennis Prager appeared on a roundtable discussion for Jordan Peterson's Exodus series on Daily Wire Plus. In response to a question on pornography, he stated that since men want variety, if men watch porn as a substitute for adultery, it's not really a problem. Let's watch the clip.
What's the stance on pornography? Just to put you on the spot.
You did indeed. Okay, so my answer, when it's raised on my radio show, I have a male-female hour, and I'm very open about sexual subjects. I always ask if a wife calls me and says, my husband looks at pornography, I found on his computer, I have one question. How is your life of intimacy with your husband? Is it good? In other words, is the pornography in lieu of you or in addition to you? Mm-hmm. And I know this is not a religious answer, and mm-hmm. I'm not even giving a religious answer. I'm giving mm-hmm. what I think is a moral and realistic answer. Men want variety. And if adultery is a substitute for, if pornography is a substitute for one's wife, it's awful. If it's a substitute for adultery, it's not awful. That is my unpredictable answer.
So saying things like, is he watching porn in lieu of you or in addition to you, makes it seem like it's the wife's fault for not doing enough to satisfy her husband. That's just passing the blame. It's not addressing the root issue. The way he says men want variety, hence they look at porn, makes it seem like unless married guys watch porn, they are incapable of remaining faithful to their wives. Later on Pints with Aquinas, he tried to clarify by saying that watching child pornography isn't evil because it stops you from doing something worse like pedophilia. Here's the clip.
Would you use the word evil of animated child pornography? Because I certainly would.
No, I would use evil only with behavior. That's where we might differ, forgetting the sex issue. You can't be evil. You didn't do evil if you thought evil. You did evil if you committed.
If I'm masturbating to animated pictures of pornography, I'm not doing something evil.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think that's despicable.
There isn't any real harm done if a man masturbates while looking at animated child pornography. I agree with Matt. That's despicable. In both cases, Prager feels that since lust is not a sin but just a thought, then watching porn is harmless. But is this really the case? Is porn harmless? Of course not. Pornography objectifies and degrades people. It reduces them to an object for sexual gratification. The porn industry depends on this objectification and sexualization of performers, and some of them may have been forced or manipulated into the industry through sex trafficking. And on an individual level, porn not only leads to addiction but damages your mental health. Studies have shown that individuals who consume pornography regularly may experience high level of depression, anxiety, and stress. It can also lead to decreased gray matter in the brain, which can affect cognitive function and decision-making abilities. Billie Eilish in an interview spoke about how porn not only destroyed her brain, but at one point made her accept violent and degrading acts as a normal part of sexual relationships. Here's a snippet from the interview.
As a woman, I think porn is a disgrace, and I used to watch a lot of porn, to be honest. I started watching porn when I was like 11. I thought that's how you learned how to have sex. I was watching abusive porn, to be honest, when I was like 14. And I, thought I was one of the guys and would talk about it and think it was really cool for not having a problem with it and not seeing why it was bad. And I think it really destroyed my brain. And I feel incredibly devastated that I was exposed to so much porn. I think that I had like sleep paralysis and these like almost like night terror / just nightmares because of it. I think that's how they started, because I would just watch abusive BDSM. I couldn't watch anything else, like unless it was violent. I didn't think it was attractive, and I was a virgin. I had never done anything, and so it led to problems where, the first few times I, had sex, I was not saying no to things that were not good, and it's because I thought that that's what I was supposed to be attracted to.
She's completely right. Porn glorifies violence and perverted acts and distorts sexuality, and so for many people, they feel completely disconnected from and unsatisfied in real life relationships because it never matches up to what they see in porn. On the other hand, everything in the world today is hypersexualized. Porn isn't just on explicit sites anymore. Movies, TV shows, advertising, music, social media, and even content targeted towards younger children is so saturated with sex and pornography. Matt Fradd had said, what used to be hardcore is now softcore, and what used to be softcore is now Netflix. I mean, forget about talking about how harmful porn really is. Now, people are justifying it and actively promoting it as a virtuous and even healthy activity. But at the end of the day, pornography is always wrong. It perpetuates a culture of exploitation and abuse and destroys the lives of those watching, whether they realize it or not. So, what do you think about this? Is watching porn a harmless hobby, or is it as destructive as some people think? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you like this new format, let us know by liking and subscribing to our channel. Until next time.